Hello, my name is Mike, and in this video you join me in the 2020 Chevrolet Bolt EV. And you also join me in the 2020 Nissan Leaf Plus. But of these two electric cars, which one is best? Well, let's keep driving and find out. Spoiler alert, I like one of them, but I would recommend the other one. Stick around to the end to find out which is which. In the Chevy Bolt, you get a 60 kilowatt hour battery, which powers an electric motor that produces 200 horsepower and 266 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in the Bolt is 6.5 seconds. But of course, this being an electric vehicle, it feels much quicker because you get that instant torque right away. Top speed is only 150 kilometers an hour, but in a car like this, you're pretty much never going to be doing that. If you really want to go faster than that, then might I suggest a Rimac or maybe the new Lotus Evija, that new 2000 horsepower Lotus electric car. Get that if you want to go fast. In the Nissan Leaf, you get a 40 kilowatt hour battery, but because I have the Plus version here, I actually get a 62 kilowatt hour battery. The electric motor is also a bit more powerful than the standard Leaf. It produces 215 horsepower and 250 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour gets done with in about 7 seconds, which is a little bit slower than the Chevy Bolt, but maximum speed in the Leaf Plus is 160 kilometers an hour, more than enough. The Leaf can go 363 kilometers on a full charge, which is a little bit less than the Chevy Bolt's 417 kilometers. However, if you use climate control, it doesn't seem to have that big of an effect on the range in the Leaf as it does in the Chevy Bolt. Take a look at this cell phone video that I shot. Notice as I turn on the climate control in the Chevy Bolt, range drops drastically. Whereas if I turn on the climate control in the Leaf, it doesn't drop quite as much. When it comes to charging, both are available with level 1, 2, and 3 charging options. Both cars take an eternity to charge from a 120 volt power outlet, which is why Nissan and Chevy recommend you install a 240 volt level 2 charger at home. From a level 2 charger, the Nissan Leaf Plus can be charged in 11.5 hours, while the Chevrolet Bolt can be charged in about 10.5 hours. From a level 3 DC fast charging station, the Nissan Leaf Plus can be charged to 80% in 1 hour. The Chevrolet Bolt takes 9 minutes longer to charge to the same battery percentage. When it comes to braking in the Nissan Leaf Plus, you have the traditional brake pedal, but you also have something called an e-pedal. What that is one pedal driving. So you just toggle the little switch down here next to the shifter, and what that does is it lets you just modulate the accelerator pedal so that you have either acceleration, or as soon as you let go of it, it gives you maximum regen and you eventually come to a complete stop. Obviously, you don't have to completely let go of it to slow down. You can just modulate it and you will gradually slow down. When it comes to braking in the Bolt, there are 3 ways to do it. There is, of course, the traditional brake pedal right next to the accelerator pedal. Can't call it a throttle pedal because there is no throttle body in an electric vehicle. There's also L mode on the shifter, so you just pop it down into L and it behaves like one pedal driving. And there's also a little paddle right here on the steering wheel on the left side. Pull that and you get maximum regen braking. They actually call it regen on demand. However, I don't really like it because it's an on-off switch basically. So as soon as you pull it, you're doing this and it's not very smooth to slow down. I personally prefer using the one pedal driving technique on both vehicles. Although there is a slight difference in the way that the cars come to a complete stop. The Leaf has a more satisfying and reassuring stop, whereas the Bolt feels as though it can roll forwards or backwards even on the slightest of inclines. Driving around a twisting and winding road, the Chevrolet Bolt feels a bit more engaging than the Leaf, but that's not really saying much in electric cars like these. The steering feel is numb and very light for both of them. However, both cars can be somewhat more exciting if you decide to drive like a hooligan, because both of these cars have low grip, low rolling resistance tires, and the torque from the electric motor induces torque steer. So both the Leaf Plus and the Bolt EV can feel very lively if you plant your foot down when exiting a corner. The Nissan Leaf Plus edges the Chevy Bolt when it comes to ride comfort. The Bolt's ride feels a little bit stiffer over poorly maintained city streets. The Leaf, on the other hand, doesn't glide over bumps, but the suspension doesn't translate as much of the shunts into the cabin as the Bolt suspension does. For interior space, the Leaf offers more front headroom and legroom than the Bolt, but the Bolt punches back by offering more headroom and legroom in the back seats. The two electric cars continue to trade punches when it comes to cargo capacity. The Bolt offers less cargo volume with the rear seats up at 479 liters versus the Leaf's 668 liters. But fold those rear seats down and the Bolt provides 1,603 liters of space, whereas the Leaf can only provide 849 liters of space. In terms of noise in the Chevy Bolt, the most abundant that you're going to hear is the road noise from the tires. Right now I'm doing 100 kilometers an hour and I sort of have to raise my voice a little bit to talk to you, but it's not too bad. In terms of noise in the Nissan Leaf Plus, the most abundant noise that you hear is actually wind noise. It's a little bit quieter than the Chevy Bolt, so as a daily vehicle on highways, the Leaf is a bit better. As for interior design, the Bolt has a more stereotypical electric car interior. It has quirky designs such as the white trim pieces across the dashboard and doors, as well as the asymmetrical patterns on the seats. It does, however, utilize small item storage better than the Leaf, with a large pass-through between the front seats for a purse, for example. As well, in the back seats, there is a flat floor, whereas the Leaf has a center hump. But the Leaf's interior doesn't feel quite as quirky as the Bolt's interior. It feels more like a normal car, and for me, that looks more appealing. The materials also feel a bit more premium than those in the Chevy Bolt. The only quirky design feature in the Leaf is the drive selector. The Nissan Leaf comes out swinging by offering a full suite of advanced safety and driver aids as standard. The 2020 Chevy Bolt does not offer any driver or safety aids as standard, but they are available as part of the driver confidence packages. Other than that difference, both cars are available with pretty much the same features. Surround view cameras, heated front and rear seats, heated steering wheel, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, and leather seating surfaces, just to name a few. But the Bolt does have a couple of advantages over the Leaf. It is available with a rear camera mirror. The infotainment touchscreen is a 10.2-inch display rather than an 8-inch display. And the surround view cameras are HD, whereas on the Leaf, they are not. But the Nissan Leaf is available with a native navigation system, something that the Chevy Bolt does not have on any trim level. So, out of these two electric cars, which one is best? Well, for me personally, I like this. The Leaf just feels more like a regular car on the inside, and it's a lot quieter in there than in the Chevy Bolt. However, the Bolt is a better overall electric car, which is why I would recommend it over the Leaf. You get a longer range and a more powerful motor. And even though the Bolt's starting price is $700 Canadian more expensive than the starting price of the Leaf, you get the full 60 kilowatt hour battery in the Bolt, whereas the base model of the Leaf only comes with a 40 kilowatt hour battery. However, if we're comparing apples to apples, as in a fully loaded Leaf Plus with a fully loaded Bolt Premier, then the Bolt is actually less expensive. So I like this, but I recommend this. Anyway, do you agree? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. But if you want to know more about both of these cars, I wrote a comprehensive and detailed review of them over on my website. You can find the link in the video description. And as always, I'll see you in the next car or truck, or might be an electric SUV next time. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.